All a nigga know is how to fuck a good thing up. Run from the pain, sip lean, smoke tree up.
K.O.D stands for Kids on Drugs, King Overdose, or Kill Our Demons. The rest is up to interpretation. But I don't know what there even is to interpret in an album either saying barely anything at all or practically typing out the entire message word for word with no cryptic writing. It's an album about addiction, which is ironic considering I don't think I'll be trying this one again anytime soon. Disclaimer, I don't even think J. Cole is that bad. He has a ton of great ideas, is a talented lyricist sometimes, and can spit very well when he puts his back and probably his mind into it too. He just struggles to organize it into a full project that satisfies. The issue with his last album was that it had good songs and a good concept, but it was so poorly structured that the album required explanations on what so much of it meant outside of the music itself. K.O.D is another album with no features, except for Kill Edward, which is actually just J. Cole himself, on helium or something. This character seems like a great opportunity for some kind of dual conflicting narrative, or whatever the conscious fellas love to use as an excuse for musical inconsistency. But one, J. Cole only uses him twice, and two, those two moments that he does, this Edward character is just really annoying. The hook on track 3 smacks of lyrics that sound like they were left unfinished until Cole rushed to scribble in, I don't know, several times at the end. Then we have the feisty and grating ATM with a hook that begs you to count it up, which actually makes sense considering how many bloody times he says it. This track isn't awful, I see how it would bump. It's one of the better of these pop rap bangers Cole tries to open his album with, but the majority of them have beats so weak and flimsy and are ridden with Cole's flows so stilted and grating like blue cheese, and the aroma isn't any better than blue cheese either. Another issue on these pop rap banger tracks is that when they attempt to voice a message, even if a loose one, the lyrics are just too loose and skirt around the sides of these subject matters like a toilet duck. There's one track, Photograph, where he attempts to voice concern about social media addiction, but the man can't even bring himself to find many unique observations about that. You see, if he had those reflective and insightful lyrics that Stans hype him for, I'd be willing to listen for them and to pay attention to them. But they are nay here. Such as like ordering a duck l'orange and receiving an empty plate with nothing but the sauce splattered on it. Where's my meal, Jermaine? It's only around the second half where Cole turns the heat up from a tranquil air to moderately warm, because from brackets onwards the man actually sounds like he's spitting with fire in his heart and with more detail in his lyrics. They're very plain and out there to read like a pamphlet, but I will acknowledge the heart when it's there, because the stories here are actually told very immersively, and I'll take what I can get if it sounds good. And to be honest, with tracks like Want and Addict and Friends, they do. And the album ends off with a supposed intro to his next album, or maybe it's just some symbolic sort of title that this is given by labeling it the intro. 1985 certainly sounds inconclusive as a closer, but Cole voices his concerns and disses at the new wave of rappers who stunt and get rowdy. In a mad twist of fate, The Fall Off is a title that more accurately represents my faith in Cole at this point, but I've come to terms with the fact that Cole's lyrics on this track kind of have a good point, though he adopts this holier-than-thou persona that makes it difficult for a non-fan of either side to appreciate. Horrifying. The worst person you know just made a good point. All in all, K.O.D was annoyingly weak. Not like a swallowing raging dumpster fire, but more like a gas stove that refuses to light up. It has its fair merits with the way some of its verses are written, but so does my Year 11 English Literature coursework. As much as my numerical verdict misrepresents the potential that I think J. Cole has always had, K.O.D is a strong 4 out of 10. You'd be better off reading the genius descriptions of each song if you want something interesting.